Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, hi, my name is Alexis. How's it going? What's up? So today's video is going to be a little bit different, but hopefully I can kind of make this a series on my YouTube page. Just about a year ago, I graduated from college with my BFA in graphic design. And if you guys have followed me, if you guys haven't, I love fashion. I've always known that I wanted to be in fashion and work in fashion. Since I was 14 years old, I've always kind of researched how do I get into this field, even though I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. But now that I'm a little bit, graduated and I've gotten a lot of experience, I'm currently interning with a fashion week in my hometown. I've worked with so many different fashion brands with the social media content creation side of things. I really want to help other people kind of ease their way into that field of fashion. So whether it's like marketing, content creation, social media managing, anything like that, I kind of just want to help you guys. And oh, there's a piece of feather in the air. What are the beginning ways or beginning steps to putting your foot in the door? Because it's very intimidating. I will definitely say myself, being a content creator in fashion and anything that I've done, it's so intimidating because so many people love fashion and want to be in this field, but there's so many things you can do, so many things that will kind of help push yourself out there more. It's just a lot. So I remember I was so young and trying to figure out ways of how I can get into this field and just not finding or coming across videos that were helpful, coming across videos that would help me, but knowing my circumstances of where I live and the financial side of things, it was just really difficult to kind of find that middle ground or even knowing where to start. I'm sorry, my phone is going off. I kind of want this video to be a kind of beginner's guide to how to put your foot in the door in the fashion industry. Even if it's just a small step, any step really matters in the grand scheme of things. So I'm going to do my makeup. We're going to do a little chit chat. I'm going to give you guys some tips that hopefully can help you guys in your journey in entering the fashion world, whether it's modeling or social media, content creation, anything like that. We're gonna get into it. Yeah, we're just gonna go on a whim because like I said, I didn't write down a script. I'm kind of just speaking out my ass right now. But usually the best things come out of me when it's kind of last minute. So let's get into it. So I'm gonna do a little backstory on me and how I kind of knew I wanted to get into the fashion industry. I think I was 14 years old and I started making YouTube videos, and it would just be makeup, tutorials or inspired makeup looks by so-and-so. And that's kind of when I discovered so many other platforms like Pinterest, Instagram, YouTube. I really just started delving into that, and I kind of found that I had a knack for editing videos. And at the time, back in 2014, I don't think any of us expected social media to become what it is now. This just really huge thing, and knowing that you can actually make a career from it and you can use it to kind of push you into whatever area that you want to go into basically. But in particular with fashion, I really started researching and doing lots of research on how to get into the fashion field. Due to my financial situation, I wasn't able to move to New York or California, Atlanta, all these bigger places. So I did go to a liberal arts school in my state. I did like it. I really enjoyed it. I got my degree in graphic design, but there was nothing particularly in fashion at that school that I wanted to do. So that's kind of when I started getting into social media content creation with fashion and started making fashion content, started making all these different things. And I would even create my own projects. I would find people on my campus or even using my friends and use them as models for styling things and things of that nature. So this is more so for my content creation girls, gays, all that fun stuff. If you guys are from a small town and you want to kind of start building a portfolio wherever you are, definitely do that, using your friends, using your resources, your close resources, family, all that other stuff, and kind of finding what it is that you want to do in fashion. So with me in particular, I want to do photography, videography, and then also graphic design. So like I said, I would do these little small projects, small photo shoots, and I would dress up my friends, style them, take the photos, edit them, and then start building my portfolio. I even started like my own little creative directing business. It's called Alexis Young Studios. It's still around, but I just don't use it as much. I kind of just use everything under my name now. I literally remember the day I launched the Instagram for my little creative directing business. It was so amazing. Like, it's really amazing seeing your work in front of your face instead of always imagining what it would look like. So I did that back in, I want to say 2019. I was a sophomore in college, and I was just like, fuck it, we're just gonna roll with it. We're gonna see what happens. We're gonna see how far this can get me. That was kind of like the first stepping stone that I would recommend anybody do. So if you want to get into content creation, definitely start building up a portfolio of just like work, showing where you are currently. And I feel like a lot of people get discouraged because they're like, oh, my work doesn't look like this person's work or that person's work. Everyone's journey is different. There were so many creative directors or just people that I followed that were doing what I wanted to do, and I would consistently compare myself to them because I was like, why doesn't my things look like theirs? Like, this is not fair. Also, you had to realize that most of these people that I was looking up to have been in the industry for years, maybe like 5 or more years. So it was just one of those things where you need to really accept where you are and then just build off from it. Another thing for anyone that lives in a small town, definitely connecting with people in your community. So I'm from Alabama. Fashion is slowly growing in my city. It's still kind of like a nuanced thing where a lot of people don't really, you know, talk about fashion or really, I don't want to say care about fashion, but they just don't really give it as much attention, like places like Atlanta, for example. But making connections with people that, you know, are also starting out or just, I guess you can kind of say like pros, very skilled in their fields that live close to you. There's nothing wrong with reaching out. I feel like a lot of people are kind of scared because they don't want to get rejected or anything. One thing that I'm currently learning from my internship right now with Fashion Week in my hometown is you need to really message and message and message until you feel like it's enough. I feel like maybe 3 should be your max of how many times you should message somebody, because you don't want to like spam them, you know what I mean? But also, people have lives, people are busy. But make yourself known. Do not be scared to put yourself out there. I think one thing I noticed with me in my hometown, in my small little humble abode, a lot of people were always kind of rooting for the same career choice. And I'm not hating on people that are like nurses or doctors or anything. We need those, we do. But at the same time, if you know that you are destined for like bigger and better things, you need to go for it. You need to put yourself out there. It's scary. It's really scary. Trust me. Trust. I know. But it helps build character, and it kind of takes away, you know, all these fears that you have or these doubts that you have as well. So I want to say around the same time, 2019, when I started doing more like of my own self projects, I also started reaching out to small internships for small brands. So I did an internship with this one stylist, and that was really good experience. It was definitely a good start. I basically did like content creation for the brand. I would do like behind the scenes, and then that also led me to getting another internship in my hometown with this girl named Leslie and her business, and that was also a really good experience as well. I got the chance to help behind the scenes of a fashion show she did, and everything that I did, I documented it. So definitely do not forget to document. Put it down in your notes, put it down somewhere. Hi everybody, this is Alexis from the future. I wanted to make a little break in the video to tell you guys that I actually have a list of brands and emails that I was supposed to release earlier, like maybe earlier this year, but I just never got around to doing it, that you could reach out to. There's a 90% chance that they will respond to you for collaborations or just making content for them. So let me know if you guys want that, because I will very much put a link to where you guys can get the little booklet I made. It's really just a list, like a huge 100 brand list of brands you can reach out to. If you guys want me to add it, I will. Okay, let's get back to the video. So you know everything that you've done, so when it's time for you to, you know, actually start applying to like the big dogs in the game, you know, you can just kind of just like put that on your resume and everything. Do not be scared of being rejected. I feel like one thing I've noticed in the fashion industry, there's going to be a lot of rejection, especially when you are starting out, because like I said, a lot of people want to, you know, be in this fashion field and just want to, you know, get their foot in the door. But there's going to be a lot a lot of rejection letters. I'm just letting you know now. But do not let that deteriorate you or define you, because I do think that there is space for everybody in fashion. No matter what it is you want to do, there's space for you. You just have to find a way to make space for yourself. Oh, that was good. Can somebody quote that? Community is so important. Finding your community on social media is really, really important. And I say social media because I feel like I don't really have to explain making community in your actual community where you live, which I will touch in a little bit. Social media, I'm telling you guys, this is where you are going to find your people. Places like LinkedIn, Threads. I wouldn't say, I feel very iffy about Facebook, not gonna lie. Instagram, TikTok, so many places you can find people that are in the same field or just similar to you in general. The only way you're going to be known is if you find the community that is in directly what it is you want to do, if that makes sense. There are so many people that have Instagram, I think they call them like Instagram groups. You can like either make your own group or like make your own community. I'm gonna put some on the screen that I'm currently a part of that definitely kind of help me find my people and just make me feel comfortable. Even when it comes to content creation, sometimes you need to step out to find your people. You can't always expect them to come to you, so you need to definitely be proactive in finding other people and not just expecting it to be a one-way street, because it's definitely not like that. That's one thing I like about this new generation, is like everyone is really supportive of each other. We're all kind of like finding our own ways, but we're supporting each other, and that's really all that matters, especially in fashion. Okay, I had to go charge my camera, so I don't remember where I left off exactly. So I guess we're gonna fast forward to after 2019. That's kind of when COVID hit, That's when COVID hit. That's kind of when I had to leave school and finish school from home, and that's kind of where I kind of took a step back and really started evaluating how I want the last couple years of my college experience to go. But I was still very persistent with my content creation, and at this point I was just making content and building up content to put in my portfolio. That's a lot of powder, holy crap. So yeah, even though COVID did hit, I was still being very persistent. I still didn't let that kind of like stop me. I was still, you know, like applying and just really just going at it. Because I knew after COVID, that's when, you know, people were still hiring and everything like that. But that's kind of when I started doing like really reaching out of my state for internships. I remember, I think it was back in like January 2023, that's when I applied to a creative director intern for Aki the Label, which is Malibu based clothing brand. And that was my first time I actually got to work with Fashion Week in that sense, because I actually worked with a stylist that was the stylist for LA Fashion Week 2023. And you guys, that's kind of when I knew I wanted to be in this field. It was very fast paced, even though it was remote, and I was just always constantly working on things. And when you find that drive, let that motivate you, because you will go really, really far, like no cap. So I'm kind of going to start talking about the Fashion Week side of things, because Fashion Week is the biggest part of fashion. I feel like that's where you get to see all the designers, all the different work. You really get to connect with people. And this is more so for people that are trying to apply for the fashion weeks that are coming up, because New York Fashion Week is actually coming in September. So this is around the time where people start throwing out opportunities like internships or volunteer opportunities, things like that. For me, this is like how I kind of went through it. So with LA Fashion Week, that was early 2023. I actually got that through my internship with Aki the Label. That's kind of where I kind of got like my first like taste of Fashion Week. Back in January 2024, I got to volunteer for a show in New York Fashion Week. It was for Arts Heart Fashion, and these are places I definitely recommend you guys do your research on and start kind of like reaching out to them, doing like cold emails, you know, things of that nature. This is around the time that these brands and these different companies are looking for people to do internships or just help out in some way. You guys, this whole thing was broken and I didn't even see it was broken. jump off a cliff. Hold on. I opened one of my old bronzers and it broke everywhere, so I had to stop. I was like, let me clean this up because at least my legs look bronze though. You can't see them, it's fine. This girl on Instagram, her name is AXA Cam. She's from New York, and she had a Instagram, well, she has an Instagram group where you can connect with other people that are also in fashion. She also gives like a lot of internships or just opportunities that are happening in New York. I also give a shout out to Art's Heart Fashion because that's where I volunteered during New York Fashion Week, and that was like a lot of fun. That was amazing. Just finding small things that can help build up your experience definitely helps. You have to put yourself out there, you guys. Like, you have to put yourself out there and not be scared of any type of rejection. I have done almost work for 3 different fashion weeks. The one I'm going to talk about now is the one that's in my hometown. It's called Magic City Fashion Week. I live in Birmingham, Alabama, so that is the fashion week that we have. And that was more of an on-hand experience that I'm still doing. I think I'm in like my 5th or 6th month of my internship, and the amount of experience I have gotten, first off, shout out to Daniel, who is the CEO of Magic City Fashion Week, for giving me the opportunity to be the media intern and to do different things in media. So I would do a lot of videography, photography, social media work for the YouTube channel. It is a really good hands-on experience. So anyone that lives close to the Alabama area, if that's what you want to do, I recommend it. You also don't even have to live in Alabama. You can live in like different states, because one of the girls that I'm interning with, she lives in Texas. So the possibilities are endless, you guys. Even small collaborations that you do with fashion brands or just brands in general, it very much helps, and it speaks volumes because it just shows what it is that you can do and the multi-talents that you do have, if it is, you know, video creation that you do like to do. I feel like this is very important to say as well. I feel like this has to do with the video, but this is more so on a personal level for anyone that deals with anxiety or is like really scared to, like, when you get to these places and you are doing these opportunities like interning and volunteering. Do I want to tell the story? Yeah, I can tell it. So when I went to New York Fashion Week, I was volunteering. There was this moment that happened where you really need to know how to defend yourself, because when I tell you guys the amount of ego that is in fashion in these big areas, these big spaces like New York, freaking Paris, I don't know, I've never been to Paris, but in these rooms where you're with people that have lots of like power, you need to learn how to really speak up for yourself and defend yourself. People will think of, you know, interns or volunteers as like these people that don't matter, and they very much will walk all over you. I'm just gonna let you know now. When you walk into a place where it's very unfamiliar, you're not really like used to, you know, things being so fast-paced, because it is a very fast-paced industry. You have to know your worth, because they, like, I'm telling you guys, people are mean. People are really, really mean. If I'm ever in a situation where someone has walked over me or trying to like be like, oh, you can't be over here or whatever, I do understand there are rules in places like fashion shows and things like that, but if I don't know who you are and you're literally a part of the backstage crew, because that's where most of the, like, I feel like the stuff be happening. Someone tries to boss you around that isn't the boss. Speak up for yourself. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Just do it, because in that situation that I was in when I was volunteering, some girl literally grabbed me by the arm and was like, you can't be back here. I was like, first off, I was told to come back here. You guys need to know this. Please be firm and stand up for yourself. Because yes, you may want to work in fashion. Yes, you may want to do certain things in that field. But one thing that's not going to slide through is disrespect. Speak up for yourself. I don't like to be touched with people I don't know. I do not like to be talked down on. Like, no, we're not doing that. Of course, listen to authority by the person that is the boss and things like that. But if you are, if I have never seen you before and you just walk up on me, baby, you can walk somewhere else. Like, no. I used to be kind of like scared that having authority and speaking up for myself was a bad thing, because the stigma around Black women in fashion or just in any industry right now, we are still dealing with microaggressions and things of that nature. And this actually goes for like any woman of color. We are going to deal with microaggressions, and I feel like we're slowly getting out of that, but at the same time, it's like, don't disrespect me and don't get all up in my face. Just don't do that. No, Pookie, don't touch me. Do not touch me. Because I'll shut it down right now. Be firm in what it is that you want out of your career, and you definitely need to spend a lot of time thinking about this. I want you guys to actually sit down, make a plan out exactly what it is you want to do in fashion, what it is that you are trying to accomplish, and just make it a whole plan. Right now, I'm very much working on what I like to call my 6-month plan. I think planning out months in advance when it comes to things like attending fashion weeks or, you know, approaching your dream job. You definitely need to have a plan for how you're going to get there, and, you know, what your main focus is going to be when you get there too. Hi you guys, it's Alexis from the future again. The rest of the footage that I made somehow disappeared. I don't know where it went, but if you guys want me to do a part 2 to this video, please let me know. I have so much more to say, and I can only fit so much into this video. So hope you guys liked it. I appreciate you guys so much for watching, and if you guys have any other questions about how to get into fashion, New York Fashion Week in particular, please comment down below, message me on Instagram, all that fun stuff. I love you guys. I'm gonna wrap this up because it needs to go up today. So hope you guys are having a great day. I love you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.